I'm not trying to slag someone else's work off. Please don't think I am. It's just, this is a mess. This should be trashed and chucked away. It's wrecked. Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Well, today we're just going to start on this thing again. In the last episode, our little review thing, I went and picked up the doors and everything else and bits we need to start removing all the windows from this little thing. As you can see, it's just tucked away at the moment in the spray booth out of the way, so it's not getting destroyed and stuff. But yeah, at the moment we're going to start on the back doors. I bought 2 solid back doors to get rid of the glass off of it, which are just over. As you can see, I've done one already. The reason behind me doing one of them, I wanted to see how that red paint was on there, because it does seem flaky in a few places, and I was quite right. Some of it actually peeled off. So I've got no choice but to remove pretty much all of it, which is what I've done on that door. So first thing I'm going to do is get that one all rubbed down and stuff, which I'll start with 180 grit. Go over the whole thing with that of it, then got to do some bits by hand. We've got to fill in the little lock holes and stuff like that. So we've got plenty to do on it. Before I can even start doing any bodywork and removing any dents and stuff out of it. So let's stick you on a bit of time lapse and get this done. That way it'll be a bit quicker and you won't get bored of just rubbing down and stuff. So for me, if it's anything like that door, it's going to take me probably, I reckon that one probably took me about 5 hours in total. So, but for you guys, it'll probably be about 20 seconds. So yeah, let's get on with that one, shall we?
Two hours later.
Well, just goes to show the things you unearth as you gradually work your way through, doesn't it? You see me do that bit on camera and stuff on the thing, and then I'll just gradually work my way around. You know, the bloody filler in this little bit here, but then it gets better. I found some filler here, and I thought, that feels a bit deep. So it's actually probably about 5 mil thick. So we're going to get all that lot out with flappy wheel, then we can body work it properly. This is a problem when people do body work, they don't know what they're doing properly. They just fill it with filler. It just doesn't work. It doesn't last. Hence why none of this paintwork's done properly. People have got a little bit of primer in there, but nothing more than that. And it's just like the paint isn't even keyed. It's all shiny underneath it. So yeah, let me carry on grinding that mess out and see how much of a dent there actually is there. Well, you can safely say that's a dent. That wasn't too bad, this bit. It's just a little bit uneven. There's a little bit of rust that was underneath it there, which I didn't treat. But this bit, it's, yeah, like an ocean. Goes right in. But I think, yeah, I can get behind it. So, because I can get behind it, I can push that back out quite easily. And we can sort that out, that's neither here or there, and fix it properly. But, yeah, I've got the rest of this thing to do. And then, yeah, we've got another dent down here, which I already knew about. But we're addressed all that once I get this rubbed down. So I'll be back once I've got this lot rubbed down. This is taking forever. And it's actually harder than coming off of that one. Don't know why, because it's still not keyed. It's just being a pain in the backside. But I'll keep cracking on. I ain't going to admit defeat on it. So let me get all this lot off and I'll be back. so we're gradually getting there now. I'm quite a few hours into it now, and I found some horrors. And to be completely honest with you, this should be trashed and chucked away. It's wrecked. But it is what it is. I will fix it. Whoever done all the work on this, one, didn't key it at all, the paint, when they put the paint on it. And it's literally, as you sand through it, it goes shiny underneath. So it's definitely not been keyed at all. There's only primer in certain areas, which I get. I do that quite often. But if you key it, it's perfectly fine. But I've still got all the little edges and stuff to do, which I do by hand, which will take me forever. But we've got the bit I showed you earlier, which is a pile of filler in there. There's another pile of filler in there. And here, let me get my straight edge a minute, and I'll show you what I mean. Ugh. Hit the straight edge, and put that against there. You can see how much filler was in there. You've got a good old amount in there, but it's all the way along. So yeah, that's going to be fun. But I need to fix the dents before I fix the lock hole, because someone put an aftermarket third lock on it. But the best part about this, and the bit I found so amusing when I actually rubbed it down, the boot spoiler, or the roof spoiler I should say, yeah, it wasn't keyed or anything else properly, so it all came off quite easily, but they didn't even take the sticker off the underneath when it was bought. The sticker is still there. So whoever done that really, really needs to either watch some YouTube stuff and learn a bit more, or I don't want to sound patronising, but needs to do a better job. I don't mean that in any other way whatsoever. We've all got to learn out there. I was there one stage and stuff, and I had to learn. But just, yeah, it's just one of those ones that I'm not trying to slag someone else's work off. Please don't think I am. It's just, this is a mess. I thought the other door was bad enough, but that, like, kind of didn't have all the filler in it. This door's in it. This door has got in it, sorry. So, yeah, I've got some work to do. The best part about it, you can get behind most of this as well. So most of it can, at the very, very least, be pushed up, and then a tiny little skim of filler over it, which I'll try and get as much as I can out of it. If I can't get all of that, that's what I'll do. I'll just put a tiny little skim of filler over it after I push that most as I can, get rid of my highs and lows and the rest of it. But for now, I'm going to carry on rubbing all these little edges back, and I will be back very shortly, because I'm not going to bore you with that. That's probably a good hour and a half of rubbing down by hand. So I'll get that done. And we'll see you shortly, guys.
2 hours later.
We've got all enough paint off it. I'm still got some still on top of there, but I'm not worried about that at the moment. I want to concentrate now on getting the dents out and stuff. So as I showed you a minute ago, we got the big one here, which is lovely. It's also pushed in there, which at the same time I would cut that bit out and sort that out. We got it in at the top here as well. So it's basically a line down the middle. So as I can get to the inside of the door, I'm going to turn it over and see what I can push out first before I start messing around with the outside. So I'll get what I can pushed out. Then we can start messing around with hammers, dollies, slide hammers and things like that to get it the best we can get it before I put a skimmer filler over it. It's going to have a skimmer filler over it. Any bodywork pretty much does. Even the best person out there in the world will still end up with a tiny little skimmer filler to get any little imperfection out of it. So the first thing I'll do, as I said, is see what of this lot I can actually get out and what will pop out. Because at the moment we've got a bit of tin canning going on here as well. So it's all stretched and stuff, so let's have a bit of fun and see what I can get done.
Know what you're staring at, you're looking dumb. No, I don't ever hold my tongue. I will never be what you expect. Maybe you need to get your eyes checked. I don't care if you think I'm stuck up. I don't care cause you can't call my bluff. I don't care if you think I'm a clown. I don't care cause you can't pin it down. You can't pin it down. I'm everything you can't define. I'm always gonna cross your line. You can't pin me down, pin me down. Can't pin me down, pin me down, pin me down. You can't pin me down, pin me down.
So there you go, guys. You're starting to get the idea of how to pull it out. I use some very, very primitive tools to start off because I didn't want to do no damage or stretch the metal in anyway. So I just used a block of wood and just gently manipulated the back and a bit of a pry bar to get in the seams and stuff and push it back out and stuff. Then I just used my welder and slide hammer with a screw hanging out, tacked it to it and just pulled it up in places. Got a couple of little bits still to get, but most of this bit's back and stuff like that. So I'm going to get that done. While I'm in the process, I'm going to cut a circle out and put it in there because that's how I'm going to be blanking that off as well. I forgot to mention that earlier. And then we've got these other couple of dents there. So I'll get cracking with a bit more of that because I've shown you enough of that now. And then I'll be back once I've, I suppose, got it straight enough to then go on to the next step, which is skim a filler. And then like work your way through from that. So yeah, we're getting there, starting to get there. And then I've got to do that one as well. So yeah, I'm getting there. So I'll be back in a bit, mate.
2,000 years later.
Mega apologies, guys. I've just gone and checked the camera to realise it weren't actually recording. So yeah, I apologise. You're probably looking thinking, oh, wait a minute, that don't look the same. And it don't. Where I was going to weld up the badge hole, I was going to have to weld a bit into it anyway. The panel, even though I got it back pretty much straight, I couldn't get it to stop tin canning. It doesn't matter how many times I heated it and quenched it to stop it doing that. It just would not stop it. And I haven't got a shrinker. So I came to the idea of, well, save me a lot of bodywork, save me a hell of a lot of filler and messing around, and to save me getting the actual circle where the badge was right there, exactly perfect, and the rest of it, I'm just going to put a complete new panel right across it because I've got all the edges I got absolutely perfectly, so it can like go down onto it properly. So I've got myself a nice bit of thin steel, and it is only thin stuff. I think it's 0.6 mil, and then just started putting it on. Just tacked it along the top at the moment because that edge there, once I've done, will ground, and I'll round it all the way round. And the same way all around the edges. So it's going to make my life so much easier, and it'll be a better job in the end. It's all got what's it called? Oh, I can't think my name now. Weld-through primer underneath it and stuff. So there's not going to be any rust or anything coming inside it and stuff. But just gradually work my way around, tack, and then airline onto it to cool it down straight away, and keeping my bits all over the place just so the panel won't warp. And gradually, over a little bit of time, I'll gradually work my way around and get the whole thing welded in. So yeah, that's what I'm doing at the moment. Hopefully I'll put it on time lapse and hopefully it actually records something, or I press the record button, whichever one happens. But let me see if I can actually get something recorded for you guys. Sorry, I do apologise.
Start it up.
Right, so I got all that lot all done now. It's all linished off all around the edges and stuff. Yeah, not most conventional way to actually do it, and not the correct way to do it, but it does the same job. I was going to end up welding a section in there and doing some filler work on it anyway, and with how wavy the panel was, it was going to get pretty much a lot of filler in it, and I didn't want that. So this way, it's now all nice and smooth. There's hardly any filler going to be needed into there. All nice edges and stuff onto it, which now brings us onto these two areas. Before I weld up that hole there, I want to get rid of this dent first, so we can then cut out a nice little area and put it in. But these two dents should be quite simple. It's basically just a normal everyday dent that's pushed in, but it's locked in with a little bit that's on the edge here. So once you pull that bit back out and you lock that back out again, in other words, you tap the edge around the actual edge and stuff and re-release it, that should stay there. Exactly the same with this one. It's locked on the edge there and just in there. So all of that lot should come out quite simply. So yeah, that's my next mission, so I'm going to get on with that. So, what you see me do then was not kind of use correct tools all the time, which I don't do. I haven't done for a long time. I use tools which I make work. What we got now is this panel's now out. It's like pretty much there. You still see a little bit pinging a little bit, like oil canning. But what I'd want to get this bit out now first, before I do any more of that. That bit doesn't oil can at all, and that's pretty much flat. So a tiny skim of filler over that, and that one should be right. So let's cut this out, make a little plate up, and get that one welded in.
This is lit.
As you just seen, we've now got this little bit cut out. I've got it held together with held in by a magnet at the moment. So,
Start it up.
where it is at the moment, I just get that top bit nice and stuffed in there, and then we'll gradually work this bit out and get it all done. Camera dolly down at the end, but once again, as usual, weld up, and then I keep the heat coming into the panels, so there's more for us to it. And yeah, I'll get going. As you've seen, we've got all that lot out now. This lot's now just a couple of little tiny little low bits, which isn't going to really matter. Tiny little skim of filler, I mean literally tiny. This bit now, as you can see, now whole, the rest of it, that is ready for filler as well. So it's a case of getting it all prepped now, ready for filler and stuff. I'm going to put a bit of etch primer on because I just want to protect it and stuff. So I'm going to quickly whiz it over the sander to make sure I've got no little high and lows bits and stuff on it, and put some etch primer on it, and then I will do my body work on top of that. Acid etch primer. It bonds by acid. Normal primer bonds mechanically, whereas you key it and it bonds. Because it's bare metal, you've got to put in something on it, bonds chemically. Now we move on to the good old filler. As they always say, mix your normal filler to like a golf ball size to a piece or whatever they equate that to. As long as you get it roughly right, depending on the weather, you should be alright. But one thing I would like to mention is whenever you're mixing filler, make sure you do not mix it, as in stir it round and round. You get loads and loads of air into it, and you have a nightmare job trying to get rid of them later on. But as long as you do it in a figure of 8 motion gently, you'll be all good. So, applying filler. There's a bit of an art to itself, to be honest with you, and what you want to try and do is get it as roughly to the shape you possibly can, the best you possibly can. Hence, you see me using a big long spreader on the flat panel to get it as smooth and flat as I possibly can do. Because the better you do it now, the easier you do it later. It is later to rub off and stuff. You're not rubbing off excess amounts just for the sheer hell of it, I suppose. It's just one of those. You soon get used to the art of applying filler. Alright, so we now got the heat lamps on the filler that I just put in. It probably looked like a hell of a lot of filler that I put in to the panel. There really isn't. That is quite thin, and what you got to remember is about 90% of this will all get rubbed off. It's just for getting the finished areas, the rest of it, because I've got the intentions of blocking all this down, getting it right. If there's any real low spots, I'd put a bit more filler on it. If it's not, then it's on to filler primer and keep blocking through the filler primer to get it all how it should be. But yeah, we've got just a skim over each of the areas, just giving you a rough idea. Just remember, guys, if you're putting filler on yourself, put less on. The less you put on, the easier it is to rub off. You're not there for hours and hours, and always try and shape it about the best you can. Yes, you won't get it perfect, but you can do the best you possibly can. Let's just save you time in the long run. And we've got all around the edges there, on the bit where I welded the paneling and stuff. I know some of you guys are going to comment about that's not the right way to do it. I know it's not the right way to do it. I'm quite aware that's not the right way to do it. It would do exactly the same job. As I said, I was always going to weld in the bit there anyway. If I was really that bothered, I would have cut the panel out and then put the panel back on again. Like put the new metal back on top again. But what in the back of there's loads of holes anyway that I've already drilled. So I can put cavity wax and etc. in there. So it's never going to rot. So I'm not even bothered about that. But I'm going to let this filler go off and then we can get blocking some of it out. Don't know how much of that I'll actually bother filming, because we all know that nobody really likes watching someone rub down filler. It's quite boring, but part of the process. As I said, I'm only going to do it on this door, because I've still got that door over there to do, but I'm just getting this door done so you get the process with me. Then once we've got both doors done, we'll paint them together as well, so we're getting there. Right, so on to blocking. I'm using a long block now. It's got, I think I had 60 grit on it at the time. It's just something so I can really knock down all the high bits of filler really, really quickly. The quicker you can knock it down, the better, without putting too many heavy scratches in it, of course. And it's just one of those. Get your shapes the best you can, the quickest you can, is the way I look at it. And you keep seeing me blowing out the sandpaper with an airline, because it gets clogged up, and it makes the paper last a lot longer. Then I just move on to the DA with a different sand and grit to remove heavy scratches.
2 hours later.
That's all now rubbed down and dusted off. A lot of you will probably think, as I said before, there's a lot of filler in it, but you can see how transparent it really is. It's literally the tiniest little skim of filler over the top. As you've seen in that end of that bit of video, the amount of dust that's on the floor, that ends up on the floor, that's pretty much all your body filler. And what's left on there is the bare minimum, just to get it so it's 100% flat, which is perfectly fine, perfectly acceptable. You can go up to, I think it's what they say, about 5mm thick, which is like half a centimetre. I never would. I never ever would go that much. But that is what other people's preferences are and stuff. So the whole lot's all now, as I said, dusted off and stuff. It's now ready to start laying a bit of paint on this door. I've still got the other door to do, but I'm going to do that separately. I just want to get this one done so I can show you the processes of it, getting it ready to be painted, as I said, start at the beginning. So we've got the bare bits of metal and stuff, so I'm going to use etch primer. Etch primer is an acid base. It actually eats itself into it via chemicals instead of a normal primer, which is basically like a mechanical bond. You scuff it all down and stuff, and it actually sticks to the cracks inside and stuff. This becomes a mechanical bond. This is actually an acid, which is what they call acid etch primer. So let's get all the bits of bare metal, not onto the rest of it, just where the bare metal is, and then we can go on to laying down some high build primer and go from there. Right, that's all gone off now. What I've got is 2K high build in the gun, which is mixed up 4-to-1. I want to get quite a nice thick heavy coat on it because we keep blocking it through. I'll probably end up putting 2 or 3 coats on it, so I want to get them absolutely perfect. So yeah, let's get some spraying, shall we? Right, so now all that's all cured up and stuff, now time to start blocking it over. I would normally put a guide coat over it, but with this stuff I can see what I'm doing anyway, so I'm not too bad. But I would advise anybody else to put your guide coat over, then you know where your highs and lows and stuff are. As I said, I've been doing it for long enough that I can be able to see where they are. And this primer, it goes a lot lighter when you start rubbing it down, so it's quite easy for me. So that's the next thing. So let's get the long block out, put some 320 on it, and start blocking it out over. All the smaller bits have got to be done by the smaller block and stuff. So yeah, let's get this thing as smooth as possible.
Start it up.
One eternity later.
Well guys, that's been some mammoth amounts of actual work and stuff in here. I've eventually, long last, got them all blocked down, all looking nice in primer. That's all in epoxy primer. Then it had, as you can see by you go through a little bit, a coat of normal primer over the top of it, high build, and blocked again, and blocked again, and blocked again. That type of attitude until you get it the best you want it and stuff like that. That's all of that's gone down to 500 grit now. I know a lot of people say you don't need to do 500 grit on them and stuff. I like to go down to 500 grit. It's just my preference. A lot of people will go down to 320 or 300 and say call it quits at that. But I am what I am. I do it my way. What I need to do now is mix up some paint and then start painting it all in and stuff. So first things first, I'm going to mix up some paint, then I'll go over it and I will blow it off and tack rag it at the same time to remove any contaminants and stuff. Once I've done that, I'll start blowing all the paint underneath the best I can to get some rest of it underneath, and then we'll put 2 to 3 coats of nice decent paint over the top of it. So yeah, that's my next mission. So I'll get a few bits done, and you can join me when I start painting. Well, it was at this moment when my spray gun started pulsing. Yep, right, at the wrong time. I tried everything to get it to clear out, but had no luck at all with that gun. I'm on to a bit, the compressor's going, extracting and everything. That's all the underneath done. I don't know if you picked it up on camera, but I had some serious problems with my DEC flaming spray gun. I've had to go back to my primer gun just to do this job. So I don't know what's going on, but all it's trying to do is pulse. So this is why I'll take the bloody thing apart and see what's going on with it. But I'm going to carry on now, let's get some colour on the top of it. It's not going to be the better finish from the zip because obviously I'm using primer gun, but I'll get the best I can out of it, and it'll still be more than good enough for what I'm doing with it anyway, because being too can go flat and poison anyway, so let's get some more colour on it.
What you staring at, you looking dumb. No, I don't ever hold my tongue. I will never be what you expect. Maybe you need to get your eyes checked. I don't care if you think I'm stuck up. I don't care cause you can't call my bluff. I don't care if you think I'm a clown. I don't care cause you can't pin it down. You can't pin it down. I'm everything you can't define. I'm always gonna cross the line. You can't pin me down, pin me down. Can't pin me down, pin me down, pin me down. You can't pin me down, pin me down, pin me down. Can't pin me down, pin me down, pin me down. You can't pin me down, pin me down. Can't pin me down, pin me down, pin me down. You can't pin me down, pin me down, pin me down. You can't pin me down, pin me down, pin me down. You can't pin me. What you staring at, you looking dumb. No, I don't ever hold my tongue. I will never be what you expect. Maybe you need to get your eyes checked. I don't care if you think I'm stuck up. I don't care cause you can't call my bluff. I don't care if you think I'm a clown. I don't care cause you can't pin me down. You can't pin me down. I'm everything you can't define. I'm always gonna cross the line, and I can't help it. You can't pin me down, pin me down. Can't pin me down, pin me down, pin me down. You can't pin me down, pin me down, pin me down. Can't pin me down, pin me down, pin me down. You can't pin me down, pin me down. Can't pin me down, pin me down, pin me down. You can't pin me down, pin me down, pin me down. You can't pin me down.
Right, that's coat one done, so I'm now going to leave it 15 minutes for flash off, and then I'll just get the second coat on it. But as you can see, I think you can agree, it's shines like coming back bad. I'm quite actually impressed with seeing it come out with primer gun. But yeah, let's let this lot flash off and I'll be back. Right guys, that's that coat gone off, so now time for, gone off, flashed off I should say. Now time for second coat, let's get going.
One eternity later.
Well guys, there they are, they're on. Yeah. To say it didn't go smoothly is an understatement, as you can see by the litter of stuff absolutely everywhere. First off, the bolt in the bottom down here of the old door did not want to come undone, so I ended up having to weld to it to get the flipping thing out. That started off, but that was, yeah, well, that's just par for a course of the T4, I guess. Then we kind of went on, and as I led the door down on the side over here to kind of strip the inside out, as you can see by down there, this one decided to fall over and smash the back glass. So there goes me selling that door. Well, I suppose I could sell it, it's got to take the glass out and sell it without glass, I suppose. We've got one other good door which I can sell on, so that one will be for sale. But that's the story of my life, I suppose. But then went to fit the things to find the door catch on the new door was completely, that bloody door's chucking glass at me now, but it's cracking a bit longer. Yeah, as I was saying, what was I saying? I've lost it now. Yeah, the door catch. The door catch in that side was C-solid. Had to change all the door catches over the rest of it. Then once done that, it's just spending hours and hours and hours getting all my gaps and everything right, which, as you can see, perfect gap up there. We got absolute perfect gap down the side. Same on this side, absolutely perfect. And all the lines as they go across the panel, absolutely bang on perfect. And the bonus is now, I'm trying to kill myself, but the bonus is now, as well as I haven't got no windows, I got a little spoiler, which I reckon looks quite cool. I wanted one of them little spoilers for a while, so yeah, we'll see. Panel's still got to be denibbed, as you expect, you get a few little bits of soot in it, like that, a little bit there. But that's what you get in any spray shop, in any spray booth anyway. You always get a few little bits of stuff. Yeah, I'll get a few more bits than the majority of people. But once I flatten them back, all the way to 3000 grit and machine them up, you will never notice. And for now, I'm not particularly bothered. I'll leave them like that, let the winter get over, and then I'll machine them down, like flatten back, machine them up and the rest of it, and make them look absolutely perfect. But yeah, they've, apart from a bit of a pain in the ass and stuff and the time it's taken, I've turned two doors that were screwed, to say the least. Didn't realise quite how bad they were till after I started on them, so it ain't the company's fault I got them from. They knew nothing about them, they looked alright apart from a bit of a bend in them. It didn't find that the fact that one of them was full of filler and all the rest of it, but we got there, we got it finished in the end, and yeah, I think they've turned out pretty well. But hopefully guys, you like what we're doing and stuff, and if you have, please consider subscribing. It's completely not free for you guys. It helps us out like mad, and it pushes the channel forward with the algorithms and stuff. And as I keep saying over and over again, I know I probably bore you to death with it, the more I can get subscribers, the more likes, comments and things I get, the higher it goes up the algorithms, the more my channel with YouTube gets pushed, and then that in turn means I get ad revenue. I'm not saying I want the ad revenue to earn money out of it. What I want the ad revenue back for is to be able to put back into the channel to make more content, because literally everything I get out of it, I'm just going to put straight back in, because I enjoy doing this for you guys. I want to make it more and more entertaining. I want more and more projects to get done, and the more projects you get done, the more content you get to watch and stuff, and it helps me out along the way, because as you can probably imagine, doing this stuff isn't cheap. But anyway, I'm waffling again. So if you could please guys, hit that subscribe button. If you want to get notified so you see all the stuff we get on, hit the lights, turn the bell on, and the rest of it. If you can, share it with a load of your mates and stuff. Just get other people watching it the most you can. And last thing all guys, hit that like button if you have liked it, that is. If you haven't, I totally get it. But until next one guys, hope you're all staying safe. Peace out.